Sparking Zero has a secret. Underneath its menus, there are universes being made, DLC-length stories, movie-like narratives, all being shared for free. The Dragon Ball Sparking Zero custom battle community has been creating some amazing stories, and today we're showcasing another impressive arc. If you're new here, this is a series on the channel where I showcase the community's custom battles in hopes to keep this game mode alive and thriving. And with the recent release of Dragon Ball Sparking Neo's DLC, this mode is booming with content. Today we're taking a look at a follow-up story to one that we shared already. So sit back, kick your feet up, and let's jump right into this one. To give everyone a quick recap of what happened last time, following the peaceful era of the Tournament of Power, Gohan and Dende journey to Beerus' planet alongside Videl and Pan to train under the Angel Whis. While there, Gohan unlocks profound divine wisdom and pushes his strength to unimaginable heights. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the mystery adversary uses the Dragon Balls to resurrect Cell, who has been heavily modified to absorb raw ki. When Goku and Vegeta confront the monster in Super Saiyan Blue, Cell absorbs their combined energy and surges to a terrifying new level of power, defeating Earth's veteran warriors in an instant. Returning to the battlefield just in time, Gohan steps up to face his old nemesis. With the now incredible new mastery, he drives Cell to charge a universe-ending blast. As the remaining Z warriors rally to disrupt the attack, Goku and Vegeta fuse into Gogeta to blow the bio-android off balance, giving Gohan the ultimate opening to unleash the final core vaporizing Kamehameha and wipe out the threat for good. We start this next scenario with the Universe 7 crew taking a trip to Universe 6's planet Sadala. Whis and Vados arrange the visit, bringing along Goku, Vegeta, Broly, Bulma, Chilai, and Lemmo. While Whis and Bulma head off to explore the local civilization, the rest of the group splits off. Broly and Kale are officially introduced to one another, while Caulifla and Goku finally set up their long-awaited rematch. Both have been anticipating this fight for years, and Caulifla shows impressive growth and power since the tournament. We cut away from the intense fight between those two to check in on Broly and Kale. Noticing the striking similarity between Broly's energy and her own, Kale asks him if he struggles to keep it under control. Sensing that they share the exact same power, she proposes a training session determined to help him master his ki. She instructs him to access Super Saiyan, and the initial wave of suppressed energy blows her away. As the match progresses, Broly begins to gain a better handle on his power, though Kale periodically has to step in to pull his focus back before he loses control. Impressed by the battles taking place across the field, Kaba wants to show his master his new strength, and challenges Vegeta to his own battle. From the start, Vegeta senses that Kaba isn't performing much stronger than his previous encounter in the Tournament of Power. Knowing that this shouldn't be the case, Vegeta realizes something is holding him back from giving his best. Annoyed by the lack of drive, Vegeta slams Kaba into the mountainside. Fed up with Kaba's hesitation, Vegeta demands to know what's wrong. Kaba reveals that he's still haunted by his brutal match against Frieza during the Tournament of Power. Terrified that if a ruthless adversary ever threatened planet Sadala, he wouldn't be strong enough to protect it. That anxiety created a subconscious block, suppressing his true output. To break him out of this mindset, Vegeta shifts his approach, forcing Kaba past his own mental limits. Kaba slowly drops his guard, causing his power to skyrocket high enough to take even Vegeta by surprise. Kaba ultimately loses the match, but earns Vegeta's praise for displaying the true strength befitting of a Saiyan. But all three battles grind to a sudden halt as a massive evil energy presence washes over planet Sadala, and within moments, dozens of invading soldiers descend upon the planet. The group pivots into a wave combat, tearing through the enemy forces while trying to figure out who ordered the invasion. Mid-fight, Kaba senses a powerful ki closing in on the city Bulma went to explore. He and Vegeta immediately break away from the main battlefield, rushing off to secure her safety. Back on the front lines, the remaining fighters split up to thin out the horde. Caulifla eventually faces off against the squad captain, who proves far tougher than the rest of the fodder. Exhaustion from her earlier rematch with Goku begins to catch up to her, causing her performance to slip. Noticing her struggle, Goku steps in, takes out the captain in an instant, and hands Caulifla a senzu bean, assuring everyone that he won't be needing it himself in this fight. Goku jumps back into the chaos unfolding here to clear out the remaining waves, but just as the dust settles and everyone begins to drop their guard, a voice echoes across the field.
You did well for a monkey!
Expressing a deep disappointment that his special forces couldn't deal lasting damage to a group of mere Saiyans, a shadowy figure steps forward to handle the rest of the planet's conquest personally. The older brother of the Cold Clan, Lord Cooler, has officially arrived on planet Sadala. Before we get a reaction from the group, the next story triggers a flashback to establish Cooler's background, something that was done at a perfect time. Cooler has been living in the obscurity of a backwater world, commanding a ragtag army hungry for conquest while remaining stuck in Frieza's shadow thanks to King Cold's favoritism. His situation changes when a mysterious demon approaches him one day. Though the demon mocks him, a clear ulterior motive lurks beneath the surface. At first, Cooler struggles against the demon's magic, slowly losing his composure, assuming he needs sheer brute force to win. Cooler attempts to transform, but the demon stops him midway, advising him to conserve his energy if he wants to survive. As the battle resumes, Cooler adapts to the demon's unnatural fighting style. Just as the demon prepares to land what looks like a final blow, he stops short. He starts to applaud Cooler for adapting so quickly. The demon introduces himself as Janemba and offers an alliance. Leaving his ultimate motive hidden, Janemba convinces Cooler to target Universe 6. But before they depart, Janemba bestows a surge of magical power upon Cooler, causing his strength to skyrocket. Cooler, fueled by an intense hatred for his younger brother Frieza, has arrived with the sole intention of conquering planet Sadala and wiping out its Saiyan population. His ultimate goal is to establish a strong base of power in Universe 6, wage a cosmic war against Frieza to take his place and rule over both universes as a true emperor. As the Saiyans assemble to defend their home, Goku steps up and insists on facing Cooler alone. During their match, Cooler expresses surprise that Goku managed to defeat Frieza on multiple occasions. He mentions that he can tell Goku's holding back a level of strength far greater than what he's been displaying so far, and Goku mentions that the same applies to Cooler. Cooler mockingly berates Goku for being foolish enough to invite a transformation so early, boasting that he has evolved way beyond anything Frieza has ever achieved. However, Caulifla senses that something's deeply off about Cooler. Cooler's body begins to mutate, releasing a wave of pressure that shakes Goku to his core. His fifth form is in control of this next fight. Goku powers up to Super Saiyan, but even with the multiplier, he poses no threat to Cooler's brute force. Now pushed to his limits, Goku ascends to Super Saiyan God, and the sheer scale of the clashing energy tears up the surrounding battlefield, forcing Shilai and Lemel to fall back into safety. Goku and Cooler land back on the ground to catch their breath. Goku drops back down to his base form, amazed by Cooler's strength. Now that he's fully warmed up and understands Cooler's combat style, Goku ascends directly to Super Saiyan Blue, and the fight begins to pick up again. It quickly becomes obvious to everyone watching that even Super Saiyan Blue Goku can't keep up with Cooler's strength. Broly suddenly jumps into the middle of the fight to strike Cooler, creating an opening for Caulifla to land a heavy ki blast. Goku questions why they interrupted his fight, and Caulifla has to explain that even though he wants a fair fight, the gap between him and Cooler is too wide for them to take the chance of losing. They have to jump in together if they want to protect planet Sadala. With his hand forced, Cooler stops holding back and activates the demonic magic granted to him, pushing his strength into a whole new realm. The entire group charges simultaneously. Caulifla, Kale, Broly, and Goku, now stacking Kaioken on top of Super Saiyan Blue, can barely hold their own against him. Cooler sets his sights on Caulifla, launching a devastating assault that leaves her barely clinging to consciousness. Seeing Caulifla down, Kale completely snaps, losing all control as her rage takes over, charging straight through the battlefield to tear into Cooler. Broly looks on confused by the sudden change, so Goku quickly explains what's happening here. Seeing someone she cares about get hurt pushed Kale's emotions past the limit, driving her body into a frenzy to protect her sister. However, in her blind rage, Kale starts attacking Goku instead of Cooler. As Goku tries to dodge her rampaging blows and talk her down, Broly steps in and tells him to focus on Cooler while he takes care of Kale. Drawing from everything he learned during their training session, Broly tries to reason with her. Although his words fail to reach her and the clash only escalates, Broly's able to unleash and control his legendary form.
Make me hurt you.
The absolute chaos violently shakes the entire surrounding area, slowly bringing Caulifla back to consciousness. She remembers the senzu bean Goku handed her earlier. She eats it and gets back on her feet. Spotting the commotion, she flies straight over to Kale. The moment Kale locks eyes with Caulifla, the sight of her sister alive and safe starts pulling her out of her frenzy. On the other side of the field, Goku continues to hold off Cooler, but as Kale begins to power down, Cooler spots an opening, firing a sharp ki beam directly through her chest. Caulifla instantly explodes into rage of her own. Goku tosses her his last senzu bean to save Kale, then turns back to square off against Cooler. But right as Goku prepared for another round, a massive ki blast rains down, flattening the field.
Feast your eyes on Super Vegeta's Big Bang Attack!
Vegeta and Kaba arrive back on the scene just in time, bringing all 6 Saiyan warriors together to take on the eldest brother of the Cold Clan. Seeing the devastation around him, Kaba is deeply moved, his anger flaring as he resolves to protect his homeworld. Yet when he steps up, he struggles to hold his own. Cooler mockingly calls him out on it, recognizing that Kaba is completely paralyzed by fear, frozen by the striking resemblance to Frieza. Before Cooler can end him, Vegeta intervenes and pulls Kaba out of harm's way, telling his student there's no time to be afraid before stepping in to take over the fight himself. Now watching from the sidelines, Kaba remains petrified. Seeing him shaken to his core, Caulifla marches over and tries to smack him back to reality, reminding him that acting scared isn't like him at all. Out on the field, Vegeta finds himself in a tough spot. Goku and Broly devise a coordinated strategy with him, while Caulifla and Kale map out a joint attack with Kaba. Vegeta kicks off the assault by powering up into Blue Evolution and begins to hold Cooler back for a short time. As the exchange continues, it becomes obvious that Cooler's body can't fully handle the strain of the dark magical power. His strength begins to drop, leaving him unable to keep up with Vegeta's assaults. Next up is Broly, and while Cooler is completely overwhelmed by Broly's relentless force, the Saiyan sisters strike from his blind spot. With the tides turning, Kaba draws on his own pride of being a Saiyan and the various memories he's made with his friends to finally shatter his own fears, unleashing a full power Final Flash straight into Cooler. Now facing a total defeat, Cooler is consumed by his lifelong bitterness of never outshining his brother. Driven by a boiling hatred and overwhelming will to conquer, a new power awakens within him, his own answer to Golden Frieza, Metal Cooler. Broly, Kaba, Caulifla, and Kale are instantly wiped out by Metal Cooler's terrifying speed and strength. With the rest of the team down, Goku and Vegeta step up for a final stand, fighting for the survival of both Universe 6 and 7. The two Saiyans tag in and out, working together to keep up, but Metal Cooler's newfound power leaves them heavily outmatched. Kaba is the first of the fallen to regain consciousness. Looking at the battlefield, he remembers who he is. He is the proud Saiyan captain of the Sadala force, a warrior who fights with pride, and he won't be giving up here. Metal Cooler taunts them, claiming that Saiyan power has hit its ceiling. Goku and Vegeta pull themselves back to their feet, shooting back that he has no idea what a Saiyan is truly capable of.
We Saiyans have no limits. Let's charge together at full power!
Suddenly, an enraged Kaba hurls himself back into the battle to face Cooler directly, even as Metal Cooler's ki eclipses his own and the hits that Cooler's landing would drop almost anyone else. Kaba's power continues to surge higher. Vegeta starts to step in, but Goku stops him, realizing that Kaba is breaking through his own limits. Driven by his Saiyan pride once more, Kaba lands a heavy hit on the monster. Now for the first time feeling pain, Metal Cooler decides to wipe out the Saiyan race of Universe 6, entirely echoing Frieza's destruction of Planet Vegeta. Metal Cooler charges a massive supernova and hurls it down. Kaba meets it head on with a Gallic cannon, but the pressure quickly pushes him to his limits. Right before he collapses, Vegeta arrives at his side, unleashing a final force alongside his protege and telling Kaba to push past his limits once more and remember everything he's fighting for. Goku joins in with the Kaioken Blue Kamehameha, yet even against 3 signature attacks, Metal Cooler is holding his ground. Just as the struggle begins to reach its peak and Cooler looks to finally win the match, Caulifla, Kale, and Broly drag themselves back to the field, throwing their own energy into the beam struggle. The combined power of all 6 warriors completely overpowers the supernova, vaporizing Metal Cooler for good. Now with the threat eliminated, the group finally gets a moment to rest. As Universe 7 prepares to head home, Vegeta commends Kaba on his growth, acknowledging that he's conquered his fears and acted as the catalyst that pushed everyone past their limits to save the day. The group arrive back in Capsule Corp, but Whis is nowhere to be found. He stepped away the moment they landed down. He contacts Vados to report what took place, questioning how an entity from Universe 7 managed to cross over to Universe 6, and what the source of that dark magic really was. Before the chapter closes, we cut back to Janemba. It becomes clear to the viewer that he was the mastermind behind Cell's resurrection as well. Even though peace has returned for now, a far greater threat is quietly orchestrating events from the shadows, leaving his true ultimate motive a mystery. If you've been around here for any amount of time, you already know I'm a massive sucker for rewriting movie characters to fit naturally into the grander world of Dragon Ball Super. Bringing Cooler into a universe with a brand new transformation is great on its own, but turning Janemba into an intelligent puppet master demon with hidden motives makes his character so much more compelling right out of the gate. Beyond just the rewrites, every character gets a meaningful arc here, creating a genuine sense of progression that never departs from how Super left them. Brett's put a ton of work into these custom battles. Literally every single scene, down to the specific animations triggered and the custom key effects, is completely intentional and designed with a larger story in mind. Even though I looked at the main core of the story, there's so much more subtle storytelling happening in the background of these fights that you'll only catch by playing through them yourselves. The deliberate use of skill capsules and status effects really sells the weight of the power gap, making an enemy feel overwhelming when they outclass you. Now there's still plenty more to explore in this custom universe he's created, and we'll be definitely diving into the next chapters very soon. And that's where I'll wrap it up for today. How'd you guys like this custom battle? How'd you guys like this universe that's being created? Brett also has these battles posted over on his channel for you guys to watch, so I'll have that linked as well. It's been your local overanalyzer Artellings, and I hope you have yourself a damn good one.
Frieza, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm just taking my brother to the doctor. What do you mean? Metal cooler. What? Yes, that's all he says anymore since after that metal cooler. Yes, after the accident, brother. The accident. The accident? Metal cooler. Oh, yeah, the accident.